So, I work at a beautiful school situated next to a creek. There's lots of bird life all year round. One particular bird has caught my attention. See, our staff room doors have this reflective window film on them. It means from the inside you can look out, but when you try and look in from the outside, all you can see is a mirror image. And this quirky little bird sits outside our staff room door, either squawking at its mirror image or just gazing in deep meditation at itself. Now, I'm no bird expert, but I did some research and it turns out that there are two likely reasons for this behavior. Usually, birds have no reaction to their images in mirrors until breeding season, that is, when their hormones go all wacky and then they become intensely interested in any vague shape that resembles either a potential mate or a potential competitor or threat for a mate. Which makes this bird both stupid and hilarious. I mean, think about it. Scenario 1, this bird is obsessing over its reflection. It's in love with itself. Talk about proud and narcissistic.
Hello, handsome.
Or scenario 2, this bird's greatest threat is its own reflection. His enemy, his nemesis, is literally himself.
You're saying you want a piece of me? You want a piece of me? You got it!
But then the more I thought about this stupid little bird, the less funny it became, because I realized this bird could be an allegory for my own life. There have definitely been times in my life when I've been that self-obsessed bird. I mean, how many times have I put myself before God and ended up in a mess of my own making? The psalmist said, "In his pride the wicked man does not seek him. In all his thoughts there is no room for God." And Proverbs tells us, pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. A haughty spirit, an arrogant, conceited, self-important spirit. And what about that bird that has made an enemy of himself? Yep, guilty as charged. There are definitely times in my life when I've been that little bird also. Paul speaks very clearly in Galatians 5 about our battle against the enemy within ourselves. Starting from verse 1. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by the yoke of slavery. And moving on to verse 16. So I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. For the flesh desires what is contrary to the Spirit, and the Spirit what is contrary to the flesh. They are in conflict with each other, so that you are not to do whatever you want. But if you are led by the Spirit, you are not under the law. So, after all that reflecting, that stupid and hilarious little bird didn't seem so funny anymore. And then I had another thought. Isn't it good that God doesn't look at me the same way I look down upon that bird? Luke 12:24 says, "Consider the ravens. They do not sow or reap. They have no storeroom or barn, yet God feeds them. And how much more valuable you are than birds." And 1 John 3:1 says, "See how very much our Father loves us, for he calls us his children, and that is what we are. But the people who belong to this world don't recognize what we are, God's children, because they don't know him." We are valued, we are loved, and he calls us his children. How much does he love us? This much.